and gentlemen, the books is in. The books are in. Yep. They in. They're here.
Hey, what up, man? Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the fam. It's your brother Sutek. Back at you again. Kofi Pie TV. Kofi Pie Research Team representing. Okay, damn, man. I wasn't paying no attention. Yeah, man. Peace. Peace to the fam. Make sure y'all like and share the show. As y'all come in, please. We appreciate it. It's your brother Sutek. We black at you again on Kofi Pie TV. Kofi Pie Research Team representative. And this is basically an open bill. This is basically an open bill. I don't know what's going on with the mic. The reason for this open bill, though, is because one of the brothers that I'm friends with on Facebook had his live stream going, and a couple of points that my brother Sean wanted to touch on. Peace, bro.
Peace.
Yeah, okay, so here's everybody now. So, yeah, it was just a couple of points that my brother Sean wanted to touch on, and felt it would be better to do it this way. That way, everybody could be on. We can go back and forth with the points and et cetera, et cetera. I feel like this would be a good
bill. Okay.
But yeah, peace, bro.
Peace.
Hey, man, hey, bro. Appreciate. First of all, thank you for hopping on, man. I appreciate that. I always know, man, that from me, don't let my passion for just trying to get the truth deflate you or turn you off from what I'm really trying to say. That's my disclaimer.
I got you.
Nah, but you know what I mean? It ain't gonna be that between you and me, man, or really pretty much anybody, because I really ain't. You know what I'm saying? I can tell like levels. It's like levels to where people are scholastically or based on what reading material people are like into. And you know what I'm saying? Basically, after they did their literature review, how they come to certain conclusions, if they agree with the information or not. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of tends to show itself when we're building and we're trying to learn. So all of this really, and I like what you're doing, because all of this really is you're introducing information to people on your timeline, your friends list that may not even be privy to the information. You know what I'm saying? So I think what you're doing is, like I told Coach, you know what I'm saying? And I think, he in the chat, ain't it? Yeah, he in the chat. What I told, I think what y'all doing beautiful. You know what I mean? You representing, You know what I'm saying? You hitting a demographic that most people ain't gonna be able to reach. And you know what I'm saying? You solid, you know. So I just wanted to throw that out there, man. I like what you got going on. I like what Coach got going on, man. And you know, I like to see it evolve. I kind of wish Coach would get the YouTube page working, but he tripping on that.
Oh man, he gotta get that YouTube, bro. I'm a supporter. I rock.
Subscribed it and I subscribed. I'm waiting on them, you know what I'm saying, them to go live. Coaching went live.
He said he coming with it. That's what he told me. He said he trying to make sure. I think it's somebody that's subscribers. You got to have a certain amount of subscribers to start the page or something. That's why
man, you can go live with nobody.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And then he can get like a little free StreamYard where he ain't got to have all the little bells and whistles. You know what I'm saying? And he could do the StreamYard and have, you know, like he could panel it up. But I think he already got that though, I think. Yeah, he got that because he StreamYard to Facebook. We just need him. We need him because, you know, we need that the way he approach information. Like he'll be serious one minute, the next minute he hitting you with some jokes. Ain't nobody doing that but him. You feel me? So yeah, but man, I'm glad you're here. I just wanted to kind of get to know where you are in the information and you know, who your favorite authors are and what you've been reading lately. Pretty much, I wanted to kind of like start right there. So I want to yield the floor to you a little bit, man, and let you build, continue your build because you were saying some things. You know what I'm saying? And I just want, you know, more people to be exposed to, you know, who you are, where you from, and you know what I'm saying, and what you got going on, and then you could tell us about your literature review and or things you're researching currently, and you know, your area of study per se.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm from Montgomery, Alabama, and I know a lot of times, especially when we in the South, man, you know, we not accepting of a lot of information because you know they call it slow down here, and I can't agree to where if we're not open-minded enough to venture out between, especially when it comes to the religious ties, and say, hey man, we've been lied to right here, we've been lied to over there. A lot of us not accepting of the work that a lot of brothers that came before us did. So mainly mine going to go back to, I think I started off with Dr. John Henry Clark, a guy that I know showed me some of his work, showed me a video with him. So I started looking more into him. And with him being from Union Springs, Alabama, that brought more attention to him from me because, you know, okay, he's a damn near home state guy. From him, I went to learning from Dr. Ben, learning some of the teachings of Dr. Ben. Also, I work in the prison. So, you know, you got a lot of cats with a lot of time on their hand in prison that introduced me and showed me to a lot of information. That's how I got the understanding of the Moore situation. I got to looking into the Moors. Who was Ivan Van Sertima, Chancellor Williams, just recently, I ain't gonna say recently, maybe a year or two ago, Charles Finch, Dr. Charles Finch, what's the guy, Bobby Hemmett. I didn't looked at a lot of videos dealing with Bobby Hemmett, man. So it's like it's so many different guys that I study and I try to sit here and like Bobby Hemmett will throw you a little bit, man. So if you ain't got an understanding of some type of African history and you don't understand the deities that he's talking about, he'll kind of lose and you'll be thinking he's some type of real weirdo or whatever. Then I went into the conscience stage to where I used to listen to Sarnetta. Then when I got into, I think it was Oshawa Kwesi at first, then Sarah Sunseti, Brother Polite. Then I saw some videos with man, I think we already know like the normal or the most popular ones when you want to deal with Sarnetta TV. I seen the brother Rob Bourne before do some videos. What's the Moore guy? I think it was a Moore on there. He got smashed though. I forgot his name. You know, I done seen quite a few videos dealing with the Hebrew Israelite, ISUPK. So like I try to look at everything that I can. I try to deal with videos with young Pharaoh. So I try to go here. I try to deal with astrology. I try to deal mainly my main push or my main base is try to have a wider view, a wider understanding of African history. because we look at the Black history, we look at, you know, what's given to us over here. Like I tell you, it's the safe history. They tell us about, especially down here with the Rosa Parks, the MLK. They don't talk about Malcolm much. They don't talk about the Dr. Khalil Muhammad. Anything that deals with bucking and us not accepting the condition that we're in, to where we just went along with getting beat up and killed and lynched, that's outside of the norm for the area that we stay in. So, you know, when I talked to Coach, we was at work one day and he just got to spin. So I'm like, hey man, why are you not on YouTube, or why are you not on Facebook dropping videos? So we talked about the personal reasons as to why not, but I'm like, man, you got too much information to just be sitting on it and not giving it to other people, and to share your insight with damn near whoever or the world, to where other people can get a better understanding of what you got. Because once any of us, once we gone and we don't give it, what purposes does it do for us to have the information? But again, I like dealing with African history. I think the main ones I get stuck on is Dr. Clark and Dr. Ben. Now I venture out here and there, deal with some more people, but the main two I get stuck on is those two. Now, when I dealt with the teachings of the Moors, I saw a debate with Seti and the Moors, and Seti he went at them real hard. He exposed some stuff to where it's like the good and the bad. I try to look at the good side of it and I look at the bad side of it. And there was a lot of stuff about the Moor side that I didn't know about because I was just so caught up in, hey man, this who they were. They did this, they did that, and it's like, hold on, man. It may be some information that some may call flaw that I really wasn't understanding of or wasn't brought to my attention. So again, like I said, when you was telling me about the Ivan Van Sertima, now I've heard about some of the information that he said that may not add up or line up, but it hadn't been presented to me what the information was. It was more so hearsay. So I have no problem with anyone that I've studied to say that the information was flawed and this is why it was flawed compared to this other brother that's agreeing with the information that was given. What I can't do is we get caught up in the word pseudo so much. It's like people just throwing out pseudo. They don't study nothing. They don't read nothing. You got a lot of YouTube scholars only, to where they just get more attached, or they draw more to a particular person that's dropping the information. Like I tell people, don't take for what I say to the bank. Go research it yourself. Come and let me know where I messed up at. If I messed up, hey, I'll go back and look at it and we'll grow from there. But like I tell anybody, I'm not going to know everything. I'm not going to have all the information. You may find out something about anybody that I study that might be knocked. Well, my thing is I get comfortable. But unless I get that spanking, I'm not going to grow, because I feel like what I got right now, and it's not being a challenge presented to me in the area that I'm in, that's not helping me grow. So again, I think for the invite, that's pretty much my little background or my rundown of. I read some conspiracy theory stuff too, but I try not to get caught up into that. You know, it's good information to have. I deal with the frequency, vibration, anything, astrology to Black history, man. That's pretty much me.
All right, so let's first of all, man, you know what I'm saying. I want to say, that's peace. That's peace. You know what I'm saying. Like I was telling Coach in the chat. You know what I'm saying. I used to sell cars in Alabama. I worked actually for a mobile car sales company that was stationed in Jasper, Alabama. They called Used Car Factory. It was owned by a dude named Mr. Malloy. That's Jasper. That's close to Tuscaloosa, Titletown, T-Town. So we traveled all the way around Alabama, and Tallahassee, which is right next door to the Gump, is one of the places where we set up shop. And you know how you come off the interstate, like you going to Tallahassee, all those fields, all those cotton fields. There was a building that was right there off that road. It's probably still there, and behind it wasn't nothing but acres and upon acres of cotton fields. And the first time that I was in the Gump and we set up shop right there, man, I thought about all our ancestors who tended to that field. You know, because as soon as you come off that interstate and you come over that bridge, that's all you running into. It's all cotton over there. And you know, I think about the heartache, the struggles, and the pains of our ancestors in that area, man. And then I look around and you got Tuskegee around the corner, you know what I'm saying? And you know, everybody doing what they need to do. So whoo, boy, shout out to y'all, man, because I know, you know, it's some deep history right there in the Gump area. You know what I'm saying? You had furious leaders coming out of the civil rights movement and so forth. Even before that, around the Gump area, you're not too far from Selma, Alabama. It is a little distance and drive, but you know what I'm saying? There's a ways between that. There's some historical ties there. So you mentioned a couple of books and things of that nature that you're actually reading. You mentioned Van Sertima's work. Let's start right there with Van Sertima's work. Have you read all his work, or is there a particular work that you actually read that stands out for you?
I think I got 2 of his books. The one you mentioned with pre-Columbus or something like that, and the one with African presence in America. Those are the 2 that I have.
Okay, so let me get to my library. Let me pull up one of my books. There you go, Sertima. All right, so they came before Columbus. You got that right.
Hold on, let me look on my shelf. I had to reorder one of them.
Okay, no problem. Take your time. We just building anyway. And this book, they came before Columbus. There's many additions to this book, which means it continued to be revised. So I don't know what edition you may have. I think Kofi might have a more later edition than me. I got the 03 Random House Trade paperback edition. That might be the latest one that you can order off that book.
Right, the one that I see now is Early Presence in Early America. I can't find
that's fine. Coach asked a good question. He said, "Is Van Sertima worth reading?" In my honest opinion, Coach, no. There's a lot of information. Well, I don't want to dismiss it like that. That's not what I'm trying to do. They came before Columbus. Let me turn the camera on. They came before, just so you know what I'm saying? So I just ain't talking about something I ain't got to read, right? This book right here. This book right here has got a lot of errors in there. When the book was first published, it didn't have a bibliography in the back of the book. There was no sources. Did y'all know that? When this book, the original edition had no sources. This book was just written, right? Like some people, when they're dealing with Chancellor Williams' work and they go, in the back of the book or whatnot, you see his bibliography. You see his you know what I'm saying? You see his bibliography. Select the bibliography and they go on back. Some people are like, well, where's the source for this or where's the source for that? They don't look in the back of the book for certain things. But yeah, his book originally didn't have no sources. So he went from no sources to adding an index in the back of the book. Now, what's crucial about this work is some of the controversial things that he wrote about in this book. He sources Leo Wiener, a Russian Jew. That's the point of contention that we actually have, because Leo Wiener's guiding this man into thinking that the Egyptians that made it to the Americas because they found some little trace of what supposedly could be tobacco in Ramesses, You know, they checked the, you know, his hair full and all of that. Supposed to be Ramesses, cocaine in the mummies. You see where I'm going? Cocaine in the mummies, tobacco in the mummies. Then we go to West Africa. They supposedly had maritime times as well without no technology. All they made over there was, you know, canoes. And they were closely related. They didn't go out in the Atlantic. They had no reason to. They feared that. You know, they have stories about like, you know, like that caused them to go, you know, to not want to do that. That's pretty much what was going on with that. So yeah, there's a lot of point of contentions with the book, but I don't want to take it up with Van Sertima. I want to respectfully decline advising people to read this work. I say it like that because we're having to deal with so many corrections in the book in order to educate and advance our people that there's some hookups. We got misconceptions on Mansa Musa. We got misconceptions on the ancient Egyptians. All right here in the early presence of that early presence book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
you might want to tell them about what's the name book too, because he built off of that book. Dr. Imhotep book. I have it on the shelf.
David Imhotep. Okay.
Who? Yeah.
David Imhotep.
He builds and gets information out of that book. I have it on the shelf. I can't remember the name of it, but his
book is in error. David Imhotep.
Yes.
His book is in error from the cover of the book. He got a West African, a con man as the cover, but he's saying that this dude is in the Americas.
Right.
So he's wrong from the cover, but he paints a different narrative. And then they play, him and Clyde Winters play on Professor Clyde Winters, or you might want to call him Doctor, play on the whole Native American theme and the linguistic errors that they make in their work. So there's a lot of things that we're leaning toward as far as Africology or Africana studies that we're accepting in that field because we're making it acceptable because we're trying to rewrite history to argue against westernized doctrinated history, but we don't have all the necessary tools. And Chris posted on his page, he posted a correspondence between Van Sertima and Diop that really didn't make much sense to me how the correspondence went, because he telling Diop that he got primary sources, but he never provide the data. But in him telling Diop that he got primary sources, that let me know he never been. Secondly, and he can't read Medu Neter. Third, and then the other part of that is that in that correspondence, when he says what he's saying, he don't even rely on the people that was writing at a time, the 3,000, 4,000 years ago. He don't even rely on the Remech. When I say the Remech, Vic, I'm saying the Egyptians. You know, in Medu Neter, or when the Remech tell stories about themselves, you know, that is what they called themselves. They didn't call themselves Commissions, nothing like that. They called themselves the Remech. And we know that because there's a story that they tell, you know, around like that 11th dynasty period, where they talk about they come from the tears of Ra. And, you know, if you look up what the word tears mean, that's where you get that play on Remech from. That's the source span. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this about Walter Williams. I read a lot of his work also. He was saying that the Medu Neter cannot be translated because it's not in alphabet form. It's mainly symbolism, and you can't bring symbolism into alphabet form.
I'll let you go on with that, Sean, just a minute. But I'm familiar with Walter Williams' work too. I advise everybody to get Walter Williams' first two publications. But when he talks about the Medu Neter has never been deciphered, he don't know what he's talking about. Like, that's the only inaccuracy that I have with his first two publications. And then when you look in the first publication, when we talk about this in the Seshu book, we put out a whole publication. Has the Meta Nature been decipher a rebuttal to Walter Williams for people that may not know, and it's a rebuttal to Walter Williams' book, and it's only dealing with not the entirety book, because the information in the book is good. It's just when you get to the back of the book, so I can go pull them off the shelf, and I done read both of them twice. His hang up is that the Meta Nature has never been deciphered. But if the Meta Nature has never been deciphered, he is using Meta Nature words. And even when you talk about symbolisms, symbols, those Walter Williams don't know what grammatical, not the grammatical, he don't know what transliteration is. He don't know what transliteration is. He don't know what manual decodage. Manual decodage is. He don't know what a biliteral is. He don't know what a triliteral is. He don't know what a monoliteral is. He don't know none of these things when it deals with Meta Nature. He's need to stick to where he's sticking. And when it comes to Meta Nature, he does not know how to read the Meta Nature. And some of the things that I listed, he does not know what none of those things deals when you dealing with the method of translating and transliterating the Meta Nature. There's the book right there, A Rebuttal to Walter Williams. We have already put out works explaining that, and Walter Williams has, and peace to Walter Williams. I respect Walter Williams, so it's not to degrade Walter Williams, but he has no clue of what he's talking about when he's talking about the Meta Nature has never been deciphered. But you're using Meta Nature words at the end of the books. He's teaching you how to greet another person. I can't. It's been some years since I read it, but
he say when he say hotel, he say Ma'at Hotel.
Yeah, Ma'at Hotel. So he doesn't know anything about the Meta Nature.
Yeah, he say Ma'at Hotel. But yeah, man, he does some nice works in his book. Just when you get to the appendix section of his book, is that's where we deal with that work. We deal with that work like that, because that's what that's what he said. And he asked whoever had problems with his work, he asked that you take upon the challenge and you refute his work. You feel me? Like, he recommended you to scholastically address him. He had no problem with that. And we sent him the book for free. He got the book for free. We had to send it to somebody that delivered the book to him, but we sent him the book, and we really haven't. It's been a couple of years now, and we ain't heard nothing.
2000.
He turned it off one time, but after that one time, we ain't heard nothing. He went silent on that.
Yep. 2016. It was in 2016. That was 4 years ago.
But see, when we did this, it set like a precedence for how we address, or we address certain things in the community and dealing with the elders, right? Because they didn't have tools, right? Because we still got people going around saying Kemet is the black land, or that's what it means. But this right here, 95-page work right here from the Shemsu Heru research team, I highly recommend that work, because that work is monumental. That work monumental for dispelling the myth. And this is a myth held by Diop. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of the community, like, we lean so heavy on Diop work because he was a scientist, and then you got some work in here in the first journal, Killmonger's Corner, that's instrumental. Like, all of these things were inspired us, the Kofi Paisai research team, to drop our volume sets, and that's why we got 3 published works right now dealing with some historical claims to help correct and further the conversation. It ain't about disrespecting them or none of that. In order to advance scholarship to us, we got to stand on the shoulders of the ancestors. So we ain't got no problem whatsoever with like trying to help people go, get more information.
Okay, now what's the deal with the well? I kind of got a little information about why a lot of people knock the Moors. Now I seen where, I told you Sarah City, he opened up some different doors, man, when he started going at him about Hannibal, and one of the guys of the Moors was jealous of Hannibal's niece dating somebody else. And he kind of broke that down, and I think he was debating what's the guy? Sabir. I think he was debating Sabir on that one. And from a historical standpoint, the Moors always get put on with, hey man, y'all had a part in the slave trade, or y'all did this. I know Ivan Van Sertima got a lot of work where he's talking about the Moors and dealing with the Moors and Moors in Spain and Moors over here and Moors over there. So what's the, let me see, from a scholarship level, why is so much knock on the Moors? First of all, were they real people? Did they actually do what they said they did? And are the Moors, ancient Moors, the same as the Moors over here in America that's rocking the feds and talking about nationality?
What the hell is Sean? What is you doing?
I don't know where Sutek at, so I'm pointing one of these two directions.
He's over there. Yeah. So what it comes down to with the Moors is people romanticize, first of all, and they don't want to accept that. Yeah, the term might have meant one thing initially, but it changed through time. So when you get to Moors, you first hear the term from Strabo, if I'm correct. He called the people in North Africa Mori. So these were the people of the Roman province of Mauritania. And this word was supposed to mean dark, black or dark. But when you look at that term from a European perspective, it don't necessarily mean what we use it as today in a American westernized perspective. It don't mean black like sub-Saharan African. It means black like, when you look at the term black in European context, most of the time they use it in a metaphorical sense. Black is tar, black is night, the darkness. They felt these Europeans felt like they were the light. And anybody else, if you weren't a European Christian, you was dark. You know what I'm saying? So, and also in comparison, these Berbers from North Africa would be dark compared to these Europeans. You know what I'm saying? But eventually the word and the term changed through time, and these historical Moors that we speak on that ran up into the Iberian Peninsula in 711 AD, they were Berbers. They were mostly Berbers. They were not mostly sub-Saharan Africans. So when the Iberian Peninsula gets familiar with sub-Saharan Africans, they get familiar with them in the context of slavery. That's why when you look at, if you ever heard of the Portuguese chronicler, Zurara, Gomes Ains de Zurara, he will quote that these blacks were Moors like the others, though they were the slaves. So this was the context of these quote unquote black Moors in the Iberian Peninsula. They wasn't ruling nothing. They wasn't in charge of nothing. They was mostly slaves and in servile conditions, and a lot of them was castrated. So this is the problem that we have with the people that's claiming Moors. Well, at least my problem.
Okay, because I know I read another book, Barbarian or something like that, dealing with the Moor, but some kind of Englishman wrote it. He wrote it in like broken language. And basically what I got from it, he was distinguishing the Moors from the Negroes, to where these different group of people that may have said had the same skin complexion would send the Negroes out to do this type of work and that type of work and cut their head off. And pretty much this group of people called the shots, and these more Negro looking people went out and did it.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. They, like I'm saying, they was in that servile condition. They wasn't running nothing. They weren't in charge of nothing. They was the slaves. Somebody else get it real quick. I gotta run something.
Okay, and another story that I got was the Moors. They was in the slave trade. This is from a guy that was locked up, and he was saying from the history that he got, the Moors was dealing with the slave trade. The Moors did get into it and help enslave their people and put them on the boat. When they found out what was going on, they started to stop this. That's where the skull and bone flag allegedly came from. To where that's where they recognized one of the. To turn down something.
No. I'm saying we got to slow that down. Like, the Moors were instrumental in selling Africans through the Iberian slave trade. That's why you see the early presence of our ancestors and stuff like that being shipped up, to Europe and all of that. They were familiar. That was around like 11 AD. So you talking you talking before the 14, 15, 16, 17, you know what I'm saying, century. So that's how Europeans were already familiar with our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the historical Moors, because that's what the real debate is, really. Who are the historical Moors? They ain't sub-Saharan Africans. We, the people that's calling themselves Moors, the one of Fezwells, is pretty much servants in an army. Now, we got sources that'll tell you that we didn't actually took it to the Moors, or more in particular, where we quote them saying that Africans were good fighters. They served us well. You know what I'm saying? Now, they saying specifically, when I say Africans, I'm trying to get, because people in the church, resonate. If I say Africans, they think black people, right? But so let me just give you real quality. West Africans. So I'm gonna give you a specific location, and I'm gonna say sub-Saharan West Africans, right? So you know how they go. Sutek bet.
Yeah, man. What's up? What was y'all building on?
We talking about, he said, he talked about, he was asking a question regarding to the Moors, saying the Moors was enslaving people and selling people in the slave trade. And then I forgot the second part about that flag with some.
He said something about the skull and bones.
Skull and bones flag.
Yeah, he lost me with that.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the skull and bones thing, but yeah, Moors definitely was grabbing people up. Like, you just gotta know that in that time period of the historical Moors, they ain't talking about nothing but Muslims from North Africa. That's all they talking about. So it's not a color distinction, it's not a race, it's not a ethnicity, none of that. It's just Muslims from North Africa. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it could be black Moors and it could be white Moors. That's why we shouldn't
say that one more time. Women, say that one more time, because that goes over people's head. There were black Moors and there were what?
There were white Moors as well.
Right.
There were definitely white Moors. And when I say white, let me make this all the way clear. I don't mean like what we call European. See, we gotta get out of that looking at history through the lens of our modern perspective. So when I say white, I'm not talking about European. This is, I'm making a distinction between sub-Saharan African Moors and what you would call Berber Moors or Arab Moors. So those would be the white Moors. The sub-Saharan Africans would be the black Moors. You know what I'm saying? Hold on.
All right. What else you got, Coach? I mean, Vic.
The sub-Saharan part. I was reading a book with Sheikh Ante Diop, Civilization of Barbarism. And he was breaking down the Grimaldi man. Then he went to the Cro-Magnon man. Yeah, but mine got a boat on the front or something like that.
Yeah. I want to let you go in on that, man. One thing is we got to be careful, man. Like I'm glad we having these conversations, but we have to be careful. Like Sean said, we not tearing our ancestors down. They want us to build on our work now. And when we reading, and I keep hearing you saying I'm reading this and we all read, but you have to be careful when you're reading things, and that's why it's good to learn proper research methodology. And when we looking at these books, the first thing I do, I'm just speaking for myself, that I take in account with any book that I get. I go and look and see when this book was published, right? So there's various publications of Chancellor Williams, and we've been talking about Chancellor Williams for a couple of weeks, and we have a book club, but we've been combing through each issue. I mean, we're going through and reading each chapter and even voicing the disagreements that we have. Not saying that the book is not good, but we just had to take into account when you dealing with these certain things. He guessed with a lot of stuff. And you look at publication 1978, a lot of things that we have in other different publications later or further in, that we have more tools and resources than a lot of these books. We talking about Van Sertima. Now you mentioned Van Sertima a while ago. Now we on Chancellor Williams. You mentioned Walter Williams. We mentioned Walter Williams. All those books was written a long time, years and years and years ago. So we had to keep that in accountable too. A lot of tools that we have access to, they didn't have access to. So a lot of things he guessed it on. There was no such thing as what is it? Genetic sequencing or genetics back then. So he guessed it with a lot of those different things when he talked about. He didn't know who these people were. He was just guessing with some of those works. So that's why I'm saying we just have to be careful with the things that we read, and then we have to take into account of what year these books was published, you know what I'm saying? So we can adjust the work that some of our ancestors are doing. Okay, he made this assumption because at this point of time, there was no such thing as genetics. So they hadn't come up with this genetic phylum or data or whatever this case was. So he's guessing what certain things he's guessing with certain things when it comes to the information. So he made an error, not saying that he was off. He just did the best he could with the tools and the resources that he had at that particular time. And that's why they always tell us we have to come behind the ancestors and build on the ancestors. It's not a slight against our ancestors. We only taking what they got and we building on that, you know what I'm saying? And building on that and correcting the things. Just like now, we writing right now. We have 3 publications out now. Disson, and this book here. So we have 3 publications out, and 10 years from now or 15 or 20 years from now, things that we haven't even imagined of are the tools that we may not be privy to. The youth those that come behind us may have, and there may be some errors that we have in here, and they have to go behind us and clean up some of the information that we have. But like I'm saying, we just have to be careful, man, when we reading certain things. I mean, because I can quote books all day, but till we understand, like I said, proper research methodology, man, goes a long way. It goes to more than just picking up a book and just reading out a book and regurgitating what someone said. You have to take a step further when you're reading certain material. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I mean he did guess on a lot of stuff when you're dealing with the Grimaldi man and other thing that going back. Now you going back to Ivan Van Sertima and you going back to David Imhotep work. And if you look at those works, a lot of that stuff comes from Ivan Van Sertima. And we know Ivan Van Sertima, it's a lot of issues when it comes to that book and even the limited sources he has, and even going back to that Jewish character that Sean them continue to mention, man. But we just have to be careful, man. We just have to be careful.
To Diop, yeah, Diop made some errors as well. We don't discount it. He did a lot of he advanced a lot of knowledge, and he showed us how to be scientific. So, you know, we build on what's there. You know what I'm saying? We not really nitpicking at that information, but how can we go and correct white academia when we ain't got all of our stuff together? Like I hear people say all the time, like, why we nitpicking? We really not. We trying to clean our own kitchen. You know what I mean? Before we walk into somebody else's and get it dirty. But we know the arguments, you know what I'm saying? But if we're unscientific, we ain't gonna no, coach. We ain't hey, Diop put out a lot of great things in his works. But he wasn't perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect scholar, you know, or perfect material, right? The way that you actually can do the best that you can with what you have is have proper research methodology and be able to demonstrate that methodology in your writing. Mm-hmm. And then when you draw your conclusion, it is based on the information that you actually had available to you. So when we understand the conclusion, when we're reading the work, we're reading the work based on how he got to the conclusion. And when we see that we have new technology that helps us answer a question a little bit faster based on updated scholarship or updated information, then we can just go back and we can say, okay, we see where he got something wrong right here, and we can correct that and just keep it moving. It's not nothing that we want to hang our hat on and say, I know. Hang our hat on and then say, man, throw them away. Nah. It's only one person, and I'm gonna say maybe three. But that's neither here nor there. But what's up, Vic? What else you got?
One interesting thing, I know Coach was on my page, and a brother got on there, and the brother was talking about the Anunnaki. And a lot of people be trying to get me into it. I can't feel it right now. Wow. I done seen some videos that the people that sent me, and I can't get into it, but the brother was breaking down what he thought was good information, to where he said we are an extension of aliens. And he was saying that, that what got Coach upset. We Absolutely. Got the information from aliens. And we are an extension of the aliens because this is what they were, and from the giants, we started to get smaller and smaller, and we got less intellectual, and they helped build the pyramids, or gave us the information to build the pyramids. But the guy was saying that, even though Coach disagreed with him, he was saying that he's been in the temples in Egypt, and he's seen on the walls to where they have pictures depicting of something like helicopters and spaceships.
All right, so let's start right there, Vic. I think this is where we start to help you recognize the information. If it get to feeling too good, get the hell away from it. All right. So when they say aliens built the pyramid, they're taking away the greatness of African genius. You know what I'm saying? When they saying the Anunnaki, that ain't even African in its culture or traditions. That's some Middle Eastern stuff, and that's some mythology in the Middle East, and it has nothing to do with Africa. Right. So as a member of the Seshu, me and Kofi are members of the Seshu. T'Challa took the class, and he should be a member. It should have already been a member by now, but you know what I'm saying? T'Challa in that branch too. What they're looking at, and we could demonstrate it. You know what I mean? We could demonstrate it, and I think that would be fair for you. I think that would be fair. Let me pull it up, because this gonna help us be.
Yeah. Was you finna pull up the article Wujawa did, man?
Yeah, I'm about to go on the website.
Yeah, I was trying to go do that. Hey, you might have to mute your mic, Coach. Peace to you too, brother.
What up, Coach?
Peace to you, Coach. Peace, can you hear us? Peace to you, coach.
He got YouTube up and everything. That's why
we had to close out of one of them, coach.
Can y'all hear me now?
We hear feedback from your YouTube.
Yeah, you got feedback. You're gonna have to turn one of your devices down. Whichever one that you're not gonna be on, you need to turn it down. If you want to look at the chat and be on the panel, you're gonna have to turn one of them down.
All right, Vic, can you see the screen? You see the screen, right, Vic?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
All right, cool. So this from our website right here, sexmetalnature.com. It says alien and spacecrafts and ancient Egyptian temples explained. So when people say they seen stuff on the wall, this is what they always talking about. All right. So I'm gonna go slow. If you need me to reiterate something, we can do it. All right. So it says, according to many UFOologists, within the Temple of Seti I in Abydos, there exist glyphs which depict highly developed crafts, specifically a helicopter, a submarine, some form of flying saucer, and a jet plane. All right. What does this hieroglyphs really represent? The glyphs are a result of both erosion on the stone surface, evidence elsewhere in the temple, and a process of filling in and recarving the stone to replace some of the original hieroglyphics. The technical term for such a surface that has been written on more than once is called I always mess this up, palimpsest. I said it right. Now, that's what
you said it right.
The usurping and modifying of inscriptions was common in ancient Egypt throughout its history. The glyphs here are modified at least once in antiquity and perhaps twice. Some filling has fallen out in places where the older and the newer inscriptions overlap, and the result is unique and odd looking. So here we go. The city of Abydos boasts a number of temples, and the most significant of which was built by Seti I, Min Ma'at-Ra, 19th dynasty. His temple is the largest in Abydos temples, built on a limestone sand block to an L-shaped plan. It has 7 sanctuaries. The temple was not completed by the time of Seti's death, and his was finished by his son Ramesses II. Here's a picture of Seti I. All right, there you go, right there. Okay, now we know as his name. If you look in the cartouche, Min Ma'at-Ra, you see that because you see it says Min Ma'at-Ra here. They go to Min Ma'at-Ra on this side, and we get the Seti over here. All right, so you see it right there again. The Lord of the Two Lands, right here, him. That's Lord, Two Lands, pluralized. Min Ma'at-Ra, the guy. All right, so here you go. This is the tutelary right here. Now, I'm not going to break down the whole article, but I will give it to you so you want to take it with you. So in here, you have his name, Lord of the Two. Look, here you go right here. We're reading. This is the direction. We're reading from right to left. So we starting at this end and we coming back this way. But because it's been carved over and all these things, you're going to see in the next screen what's taking place. All right. So right here, you see the Pasejet, the 9 bowls. They're talking about around Nubia, Nusit Bidi, Lord of the Two Lands. Right here, Min Ma'at-Ra. And then you see somebody else's name over top of there because there's a Wasir in there. All right. So you got the 9 bowls right here. Look closely. You can see it right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pasejet right here. 9 bowls. This is the glyph overlay for right here. All right. Now remember this top one right here that look like a helicopter is an actual bow. All right. We pulling it apart. Under the bow, you will see an arm that's holding something. You can see it right there, but we're going to get to that. All right. Next, you have Wafu, to conquer, subdue. All right. So land of the 9 bow. Well, you have the, you got it going. So can you see that? Vic, you should be able to see it now. You got the 3 hills to pluralize. What they saying right here. The quail chick with the arm in it, the horn viper, and then what's that? The Z, it's pluralized, but
I can't see that. small. It's small.
All right. It's the he got it right here. D46 the hand. We got that. We just didn't put that one on the other Horn Viper. All right. So next you have on the right hand side that look like the submarines and stuff. You got the hand, mouth, and there go the arm again with some in his hand. You got that all right here, right? Glyphs overlay. We pull them apart. Now you see the Kemet sign, where you see the Kim sign, not Kemet, the Kim sign right here. You see the bowl with the handle right here, and you know what I'm saying. You got other stuff that's going on right here as well. All right, and then right here we talk about it in depth. So now when we pull it apart, you get all these symbols right here: defend, protect, Kemet. Now remember, I said we see the Kim sign right here. We know that you know what I'm saying, when we get all the symbols out, we getting this over here. Remember, I started saying the arm, the bowl with the handle, Kim sign, we got all that right there. Okay, that means protect Kemet. And then you got the glyphs overlay again. So now you got different glyphs for different, talking about two different people. And here's a better look at how it is written on another side of the wall in the same temple. Right? Because they did things redundantly. If they said it on one, at one place, they'll say it at another one. And then you got the next one, the Betty, right? The royal name of the two ladies. You got that all up front right here. And you can see the glyph pattern going on with the 9 bowls of hand and all of that. We're talking about SETI. And then you have that right here. Now you got the completion of all of that. This is supposed to be aliens. We also got a video on it. But if we take it away and we go through, you see everything that we actually walk you through. So yeah, if your friend or whoever that, you know, said that or came on and said that, you could use this as a source that could help them and, you know, kind of go through there with them. And then that should help explain that. But this all comes from just proper research methodology. Like, we can hear whatever we want to hear. I'm gonna put this in the chat, and I'm gonna put this in the private chat for you, Vic. But basically, we hear things all the time, but we don't do our due diligence.
People don't read, bro.
Following up behind it.
They don't read. That don't, man. That
Yeah.
you know that article.
He said that too in the live, though. He said that too in the live. So I know he agreed that people really just don't read.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that article was put out in 2015.
13.
Okay, so that's wow. That's crazy.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you good, bro. Peace.
First, man, let me say, man, I appreciate being on all my friends that see me. I made it, and I made it. I got to get me a name. I know I'm an old young warrior scholar right now, so I appreciate it. Y'all let me on here, man. Let me say this, man. And like I had told Vic, and I told the brother when I said something, Sean, I really hate you gave up one of my primaries that I was going to use. The brother was so-called wanted to challenge me, and I was going to show him, you know, hey, brother, they'd explain those so-called mystery objects. But and if it's 20, man, my thing is it's 2021, man. It's no reason no black people should be walking around here talking about Anunnaki built pyramids and aliens come to save us. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal belief on that. And I think what get crossed up a lot of times when you guys do presentations, I don't think that people really understand that y'all trying to what's the word I'm looking for? Expand on the knowledge that's already been there. A lot of times people think that y'all trying to attack, you know what I'm saying, the brothers that don't came and gave the information, and they don't understand that y'all actually expanding on the information that's been given. You know what I'm saying? Being for whatever reason the brothers didn't have the, you know, the type of knowledge that we have now or the stuff that we could use now to gather information. But a lot of times to the outside ear, it appears like, oh, they attacking some of the ancestors. They're attacking some of the, the teachers that became before them. So, you know what I'm saying? If I'm a person that's into their reading and I hear that, then it's going to turn me off. But I think that, maybe like y'all said before, that y'all not trying to, discredit the brothers. Y'all just expanding on the information that they might have left out. But my thing, if they wrong, they just wrong, if the information wrong.
And that goes back to what we saying. And I say this all the time, like, and it's just my own opinion. Everybody else may have their own opinion on it too, but my own opinion is, like I say, and I've been saying for years, every book that I read, you know what I'm saying, it's not, I don't believe that it's 100% accurate. I just don't. And even, right now it's a big discussion on our ancestor, Chancellor Williams' work. It's some discrepancies in the book, but you know what I'm saying, the good outweigh the bad, and like I said, I understand certain things that the ancestors didn't have, certain tools and resources that we have today, considering what time period he wrote his book in. So I don't believe that every book I read is 100% right. I don't give a damn who it is. And I have a lot of favorite scholars, but I just don't believe everybody is prone to make mistakes. And like I said, even like with our works, 10, 15, 20 years down the line, you're going to have people come behind us, and it may be some new developments, some developments that has not been, that has not came out yet, may come out 10 or 15 years where they can come in and expound on this and say, well, hey, they had this slightly right, but it wasn't all the way right. And we can understand why we didn't have it all the way right, because we didn't have this certain data. We didn't have this certain system, or we didn't have these certain findings that actually excuse me, that came out. And you will never hear us disrespect any of the elders. And Sean, what is the quote that Diop always says? And we always talk about standing on the shoulders of the ancestors, and that's what we do.
Man, hold on. God.
Yeah, get that for us so people can know. Because even Diop, what we doing, this is what Diop wanted us to do. And we are standing on the shoulders of our ancestors, and we'll never disrespect our ancestors. We're going to continue to do what we're supposed to be doing as researchers, and we're going and we're going to try to continue to read everything. We're going to continue to go through everything, and we're going to continue to come. Like, I don't know if we're going to do it, but we've been speaking on with Chancellor Williams' work, updating Chancellor Williams' work. The Kofi Pikes, our research team. I don't know if that's a project. It's a big project. I don't know. We talking about it. Hopefully we'll be able to do it, and we'll be able to comb through some of the discrepancies, even explain the discrepancies that we have, pertaining the ancestor book, and take it, and take it from there. But Sean's finna pull up Sheikh. You ought to know that by heart. I ought to know it by heart too, much as y'all used to say it. And
but we ain't had to say it in a while.
Yeah.
Hey, can I give me a name? Can I give me a Marcy name? Akula. All
right, so I'm gonna give it to y'all real quick. This is basically what he's talking about. This is a quote from Sheikh Enti. Says, I would like to see above all a greater number of researchers, Afro-Americans, young Americans, and even whites. Why not? Because it's the young who are the least prejudiced. As a consequence, they are the most capable of making triumph ideas, which frighten the older generation. Also, I think that it will be necessary to put together polyvalent scientific teams capable of doing in-depth studies, for sure. And that's what's important. It bothers me when someone takes me on my word without developing a means of verifying what I say. We must form a scientific spirit capable of seeing even the weaknesses of our own proofs, of seeing the unfinished side of our work, and of committing ourselves to completing it. You understand? Therefore, we should then have a work which could honestly stand criticism, because what we've done would have been placed on a scientific plane. And that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
We're trying to do exactly what he said do. That's from Diop. Now, people got mad at the Shamsu Heru research team when they challenged the notion of what Kemet meant. They was up in arms, wanted to argue, debate about it, and talk crazy and think that they were right and all of that. But Diop said, "Don't take me at my word."
That's right.
It bothers him when people take him at his word. So in order for us to advance knowledge, we have to be scientific in our endeavor. Now, I know, people been calling me the method man, but that's one of the main tools. That's the main tool, not one. That's the main tool you use to advance scholarship, to advance knowledge, to advance your people. And if we can't use that tool to solve problems for ourselves, then that's an issue. That's a huge issue. What TK talking about?
I'm looking now. He said, "Can we?" I don't know, man. What's going on? And they having their own now. They look like they have their own discussion, man.
Peace, everybody. I want to say something on that last point.
Can we take it out loud? He's joking. Go ahead, T'Challa.
With my lanes of scholarship and study, everybody know what I'm about at this point. You feel what I'm saying? And when it comes to any type of sport, we know that, like the game of basketball, for instance, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar days versus, you know what I'm saying, bringing it current, get your Shaquille O'Neal. Well, he ain't current no more, but Shaquille O'Neal days. Now we got people like Giannis. Now we got people like Zion Williams. Like, that boy a monster. So we have to understand that the youth is always coming behind us. We the youth that's coming behind the works of the Diops and the Dr. Benz so when our youth come behind us, we gotta pass the torch the right way. We can't write as Kofi Paisai research team, etch it in stone like it can't be changed, because that in itself is European.
Go ahead. That's a fact, though. That's a fact.
Yeah, we have to understand that today I could throw however many strikes I want to throw, but tomorrow I either got to match that or I got to throw more. I can't sit here and do the same thing. Like, if you look at our volume 1 work, you look at volume 1 and then you get volume 2, you like, man. Then when you get volume 3, especially with what these other brothers on the panel have written, and the brothers is not like Satep, Ra, and Chris, they not on here, but like, man, you know what I'm saying? It's just all awestruck. Like, today I had a lot of time to sit back and read some of the works of that these brothers have put out that I haven't even read yet. The One Night Before Bed, the Kalawa Trip to Africa, the Cocaine to Consciousness. I was in all 3 books early. And I felt a sense of like, man, like, I'm just blessed to be a part of a team with the information that they putting in there. Not because, it's so good and it feel good like that, but when you actually go back and it checks out, like when you put it up against do it stand the test of the scrutiny, the things that's written in these works, you can relate to that real life. You can see that. You can see what they putting in the work. And I'm not saying that because I'm a part of the team. Like, I read some of everybody's stuff because I want to know everybody's style. You know what I mean? Like, I got that type of heart. I want to see what it is you're talking about so that I can know if I need to even chew your meat to spit out the bones. Some meat you don't even need to deal with. You don't need to eat some food. And it's okay if you feel like some information is right, but it ain't about your feelings. You can feel that, but what is it? Like, is it right? Is it correct? Is it representing African thought, or is it not? And I think that's the thing that we need to get out of our feelings, and that note of like, I like this, I like that. Come on, man. Some of the best stuff in life, you probably don't like to eat broccoli, kale, and things like that, but I guarantee you don't get that type of, what you're looking for physically unless you're getting them fruits and veggies. You know what I mean? Like we need to eat what we need to eat, and then we can deal with the fiction and the you know the storytelling in the sense of embellishing like that on a note once we're scientifically literate and once we know that our information is standing up to the scrutiny. I learned a lot about methodology from these brothers, especially Sean. Like Sean will argue down and he gonna pull out 60 sources on one name. Now that don't mean that Sean is the god of sources, but he's about like, well, how did you even come up with that? How did you form your opinion on it? How did you form your conclusion? And so if you've never encountered a different type of, for instance, going back to basketball, a ball player, if LeBron never got that work in the gym that he did before he made it to the NBA, he wouldn't have been LeBron. He'd have been another brother that's cold on the court, but he would have never been the LeBron James that we know. And so we need to keep that in mind. Like if you want to be great, you got to challenge and get that work in. You got to get that experience. Pure Black. I should have looked. Y'all don't chop this video up and have me out here looking crazy. But I just wanted to say that like we have to get out of our feelings. And that's what I learned being on Coastal Palisade research team. Get up out your feelings.
Yeah. What up, Vic? What else you got, man?
Yeah, hold on. He mentioned Vic, I didn't catch. I jumped in, and then they were setting the show up. You mentioned something about the Mississippi River. What was you saying about the Mississippi River? I heard you mention it, but I missed when you was going.
Yeah, I was looking at the comparison of the Nile and the Mississippi River. So one day I was just, for whatever reason, I was looking at the Nile, then I looked over at the Mississippi. Then I think Memphis was got me. I'm like, damn, we got a Memphis over here in America. We got a Memphis over here off the Nile in Africa. Then I started looking at the case of Cairo, I think somewhere in Mississippi. Then they got to talking about the mound. So I was looking at I think it was a video or somebody had an article up, and it was talking about the trail of the Mississippi River. And I think it ultimately dealt with Egyptian artifacts in the Grand Canyon. And I told you I had saw a book where they're talking about Ramesses' presence in America. Now, I never put that out there to nobody because I never read the book. I never studied it. So I'm like, ain't no need of me talking about no damn Ramesses was over here when I ain't really did the proper research to be spitting it and putting it out. Mm-hmm. But it's like, you know, off the biggest the Mississippi River is, and how it branches off to different areas. I think we have like a mound in St. Louis, and there's different areas that branches off the Mississippi River.
Right, Tennessee, St. Louis. It goes up into I think Minneapolis. I think so. Yeah. And I would just ask, go ahead.
No. You keep talking. I just was telling you I'm finna put something on the screen.
Okay. Yeah. And a matter of fact, let me show you a good book, man, that you can read. But go ahead and explain why I get the book. You were still talking about those different miles and going to St. Louis, but let me get this book.
All right, so this is a legend, right? So look at it. Urban legend about the Smithsonian. Okay. Now I'm gonna read this slowly. This was published in 2009, yo. Okay. Now it says. Let me see. Let me just go down and see if I can get to where we need to get to. Noah's Ark, backstory, hard backstory. Right, here we go. Myth 4, right here. The Smithsonian discovered Egyptian ruins in the Grand Canyon. Fact, it didn't. Explanation. On April 5th, 1909, the Arizona Gazette ran the following headline: Explorations in the Grand Canyon, mysteries of immense rich cavern being brought to light. Jordan is enthused. Remarkable find indicates ancient people migrated from Orient. The article includes testimony of a G.E. Kincaid, who says that he, traveling solo down the Green and the Colorado rivers, discovered proof of an ancient civilization, possibly of Egyptian origin. The story also asserts that a Smithsonian archaeologist named S.A. Jordan returned to Kincaid to investigate the site. However, the Arizona Gazette appears to have been the only newspaper ever to have published the story. No records can confirm the existence of either Kincaid or Jordan. And this is coming from the Smithsonian themselves. They never find any artifacts. They don't even know who a Jordan is or Kincaid. Now the story goes a little bit deeper than that because it's information out about Arizona Gazette saying that the owner of the Arizona Gazette was just trying to sell newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
But this is coming directly from the Smithsonian. See, it's a website. This they stuff. All right, so we ain't got to make this up. You know what I'm saying? And we have a lot of people that actually believe that. They go around and pitch that myth out to the people.
And that's that article, as you say, is from 2009, Sean.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, and that is still going on. When I come in the so-called conscious community, that same thing was the same rhetoric was being spilled to me. It's in the chat now too, y'all. If y'all want to read that, but go ahead, Vic. What else you were saying about the Mississippi River? Matter of fact, this here, and this I'm actually gonna do a show on the Mossy. I actually supposed to did it today, man, but I just was tired. I didn't want to get up this morning. And but I don't know if you can see this book, but it's called Gods of the Mississippi. So it talk like some of the stuff that you're talking about, it kind of talks about it in this book. This book was recommended by one of our newest member of the Mossy Warrior Clan, and it has like a lot of good information in here on how the religions got started. Well, I'm actually going. It's like a lot of primary evidence from people actually traveling up and down the Mississippi River. I got names, I got essays of people who actually was there doing some of these tours, or even coming in when I start talking. I'm gonna start talking about all these different Christian religions, and even going to this missionary camp. I had never heard of these Vanguard missionaries before, but it was some missionary vanguards with a school that was started. I'm actually going to talk about and equate all those Christian religions going up and down the Mississippi River and formulating these different religions and coming in contact with these Native Americans and using these Native Americans for commercial plantations, which I'm going to talk about commercial plantation. But go ahead, man. I mean, but it's a lot of information. What else you were saying about the Mississippi River? Because I mean, when you said that, it just kind of caught my eye because I'm kind of like studying that right now. I got another book I can show you too that I'm actually reading on. But go ahead.
Yeah, that was mainly, but ultimately that was what it was trying to show the Mississippi River and the different mounds, the so-called. It could have been pyramids in these different areas in the Americas, and it led to branching off the Mississippi River, leading into the Grand Canyon to the artifacts of the Egyptians and how they trailed through early America, ancient America. That was pretty much what it was. Now, my last one, like I got to run off in a minute, was what's the work of Mwaatu Ashby as far as dealing with the body, astrology with the body, comparing the two, and the Dogon. It's like because I know y'all said about the aliens didn't give any information, but the Dogons were saying, people from the water came up and showed them something, and we came from the star in the sky and all this different stuff. So what's your take on Mwaatu Ashby and the Dogon, the science of it and the science of the body?
So let me clear it up real quick. Mwaatu Ashby work is some work that we really don't get into. That link that I gave you before with the Sex Metal Nation also has another debunking myth of Mwaatu Ashby when he was relating the chakra system up against the scale of Ma'at. And that was disingenuous information. That was actually the papyrus bleeding, and he took that and he sold that to a bunch of black people in our community who wanted to deal with those pseudoisms. However, I wouldn't recommend Mwaatu Ashby's work to anyone. There's a lot of discrepancies there, and there's a lot of belief there that like he religionized information and he sold it to people. Like when you say astrology, Africans were not into astrology. They were astronomers. Now, we've had arguments with people before, even people one of our teachers in particular, you know, to kind of say they were joined at the hip, but we don't see any of that in African traditions. We don't see them, you know what I mean, going out there and doing it. You look up what astrology is a belief. It's no real science behind that, but there's real science behind astronomy. You know what I mean? And, you know, some of our earliest ancestors were into astronomy. And it's kind of sad that the Dogon is always, you know, mentioned when you start talking about the stars and things of that nature because of Sirius B and you know, their ability to be able to see that. And then next thing you know, that implicates them as being into astrology. That was further from that. You know what I'm saying? The Dogon ain't really all of that. But you got to read. There's a couple of works people like to read, like the what is that?
Pale Fox.
Yeah, the Pale Fox and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you got to get into some of that stuff. But you know, African culture is unique. We don't need any influences from outside telling us what's what, because the Greeks, those are the people who make it. And you'll have people saying that, well, it's astrology and ancient Kemet. That's incorrect. You know what I'm saying? That stuff that's there when they're talking about Dendera and all of that. Foreigners came in and started putting that, you know, building those temples with that type of stuff. That wasn't early Africans, or that wasn't pre-dynastic Africans. That wasn't, you know, from first up to the 15th. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't us, or that wasn't Africans or our ancestors or related ancestors. When I'm saying it like that, related ancestors that were actually doing those type of things. So we just got to be very careful with what we got going on, man, and just having proper research methodology help.
I think I give some advice. I just advise everybody to get in some circles with people, because we keep throwing out research methodology with some people that has research methodology. And I'm gonna speak for myself. You mentioned Muad Ashby. Now, I can go back there to my library. I can pull out about 6 books of Muad Ashby. I bought those books 2013. Was it 2013? And at that particular time, between 2013, 2014, there was really no platforms besides a Sonetta on, you know, talking about information. And they weren't even talking about research methodology at that time, 2013, because at that time, if you go back and look, most of the people on there, you didn't have to have no sources. You didn't start seeing sources. And I ain't gonna say, you know, because I don't know. I ain't gonna say Amun-Ra. That's when I started to see more sources. But I did see. I can give. Golly, what's his name? With the plait on his damn head. What's his name?
Shaka.
Shaka. I can't say Shaka. Like a lot of the books that I ended up started buying late 2014 was references from his presentations or books when Sonetta came to them. But before that, we didn't have these platforms that did presentations and had the sources after the presentation of these bills and did the particular books actually until you seen the Amun-Ra Squad. So it's when you surrounding yourself, or you just getting your information off of Facebook, and getting your information off of me.
You get your information from Facebook and Sonetta, you in trouble.
Yeah, you in trouble. And I'm saying that because I was in trouble in 2013, because I have a lot of books on my shelf. I'm not gonna get rid of them because I paid for them with my money, but you know, I wouldn't recommend them books to nobody. And if I wouldn't have got involved in 2015 with and reading Wu Jawa book and then joining his class to learn the meta nature, I'll still be regurgitating what Muad Ashby, what I read in numerous his books about the chakras and Kemetic yoga, all this craziness stuff. But once I got involved with learning the meta nature, you know what I'm saying, and I don't have to rely on something from Muad Ashby book or rely from something from these Egyptologists myself. I can just break out my tools, you know what I'm saying, follow the 4 steps, you know what I'm saying, and transliterate and translate what I, you know, those glyphs, so I can actually see what the Remich or the Kemetu is actually saying for themselves. So, and I'm seeing a lot of people that's not surrounded in these circles where people understand research methodology and prone on research methodology. All they doing is regurgitating all this old information from when I first come in, or even just saying I read this, but they don't even know about how to go about in researching certain things or know about comparative analysis. You know what I'm saying? And those certain things, man. So
before you go, stay away from young pseudo.
Yeah, so we just have to, surround ourselves around people. And if you don't know what research methodologies, there's numerous of books out there that you can get on research research methodology. United Chemical Press, they have quite a few books on research methodology. I recommend any of his books that deals with research methodology. If people don't know what research methodology is, so you can understand what it is and how important it is when you're trying to research, so you won't fall in those other categories as people just regurgitating things and they don't know what research methodology is, and then they take in everything they read on face value. Don't believe everything you read until you go back and you start verifying some of this stuff by using the certain tools that you need to see how they came up with, their conclusion.
Vic?
Hey, oh, go ahead, Sean.
No, let Vic build because he about to dip.
Yeah, I mean that was a good breakdown. I understand what you all saying from a better point now, because you get some guys, they just like, it's like they cocky with the information, and it's like, man, they shitting on what the ancestors did or what the elders did and the work that they brought. But I understand what you all saying, because if I get on my page saying don't believe what I say, research what I say, and if I'm wrong, show me where I'm wrong so I can grow. And that's the only way we all get better, to where, like you were saying earlier, because I was gonna ask you, but if y'all doing this, how your work is gonna come back and looked at a certain way, and you had already hit everything on the head, to where no matter what I say years down the line, somebody else will come and say something different or critique my work. And I think that's a better way of how we build, especially down here in the South, man. It's like coaching myself. If we the only two put out information the way that we are, and out of thousands of millions of damn people down this way, and you can only go to our page, especially if it's dealing with Alabama, not the cat that be talking about some damn flat earth and all that. I can't.
Boy, what's his name? Dang, what's his name? Because he from Alabama too.
Yeah, man, we ain't rocking like that, there, man.
I thought that man was from New York. He from
Alabama. Is from Alabama.
Wow, he was from New York because he was so pseudo.
But yeah, man, I guess a lot of information I learned tonight.
Alabama info.
And I gotta get Coach been telling me about y'all books too, man. I told him I'm gonna get it, but I finally was able. I went on one of y'all page and I saw the link, and then y'all had got some books in maybe 5 or 6 days ago or something like that. I saw a new order of books came in, so I'm gonna try to backtrack and get some of the books, man. My thing is always supporting, always learning, always growing. I don't know it all. I ain't gonna never know it all. I don't think everybody gonna know it all. So it's just a good build, man. So now I got information I can go and tell guys that's taught me something to, hey, man, maybe we should look at it this way, or this is what these guys were saying. How about we look at it from their perspective, then we just go from there. So it ain't all about always beefing and everybody got to be at each other's neck. It's just a respectful way of, hey, man, our elders may not have gotten it right this way.
Yeah,
so, man, I appreciate y'all taking the time out, man, inviting me on,
you, bro.
Getting a good build. I'm gonna keep building. Besides you all books, any books that I didn't name that you may want to suggest that I can get up on and I can take a show the people that be following me.
Oh man, look, you can send them to the Mossy Warrior Clan and Kofi Pi-Psi research team. Depending on what you're trying to get out, because we got some content that could be suitable for you or your audience. Man, we Facebook friends now. I keep if you go on my page and look under my albums, I got an album full of just books. And if you click on that photo album, it's all the books. You know what I'm saying? It's all, I take pictures and post all the books that I actually got, and I'm gonna update it and put some more books in there soon. But you know what I'm saying? They give you some good, you know, ideas of where you want to go with the books or what kind of books you want to get. Because we talking about African American history, I got books about that. You talking about West Africa, I got a ton of books about that. Kemet, got books on that. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about other traditional practices in West Africa, we got books on that. We got anthropology books. We got, you know what I'm saying? We got Blueprint for Black Power, one of the strongest economic books. You know what I'm saying? I even got your boy Powernomics in the building. So there's a lot of things, man. And my primary focus is on like African traditions, culture, and history. You know, I get into some other stuff, but mainly, you know what I'm saying? We all got a different wave that we catch, and we all kind of build on one another. That's what make us who we are, and we kind of support each other in our works because they can bounce off each other. But you know, just when you got questions, comments, concerns, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody available, you could just inbox us something, and if it's something that we're versed on and we can get that information to you, we gonna shoot it to you. You know what I'm saying? If you need a book recommendation on the said subject, we gonna shoot it to you. But I think you and Coach are man, Montgomery, that's a monumental spot. And I would love to see y'all be able to, you know, to hit the airwaves and be able to turn some heads because the history of the Gump. You know what I'm saying? The history of the Gump and what it has meant for Black folk in the South. Because I'm in Tennessee, Kofi in Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? And Sutek, he from Chat. You know what I mean? So we on top of you. I'm in Nashville, and, you know, and so we in close proximity of one another, man, and we just need to continue to build. So we here to build. You got it. You got MBK, you got Coach, you got, you know, the whole team support. So as you're growing and developing, you'll see, based on some of the work that we've been doing and putting in, man, how things will work out for you. Coach said he want a name, Kofi.
We're going to get him a name, man. So we
Yeah, man. Also, speaking of reading lists, on KofiPassaTV.com, we have a suggested reading list.
Yeah.
We probably need to update that, add some more stuff to it, but we got a good selection already there for you. So I dropped the link in the chat, I'll drop it in there again. But it's on our website, KofiPassaTV.com, and it's a whole section dedicated to suggested reading list. So we got that for you. I'm gonna drop it in the chat now.
Okay, I appreciate it. Last thing for my wife get mad. You brought up the guy who said Powernomics was in. What y'all think about the black contract with Ice Cube and him getting it from the guy? What's the guy always talking about economics? The black guy, older guy. He was up under Jimmy Carter organization.
I really don't have a problem with Ice Cube's economic strategy. It's something that he was trying to do or implement for blacks. So what we have to do is we just have to do our due diligence and to go behind and verify to make sure that it's something that's going to be suitable and attainable for all blacks. You know what I mean? So when we got people that's speaking for all blacks, kind of like you have Minister Farrakhan, you know, you gotta go back and you gotta check. You know what I mean? Because his message may not speak for you, and your situation ain't his situation. You know what I mean? And we all got different things going on that we need to focus on that might benefit us better if we did certain things a different way. So, you know, at the end of the day, it always come back to vetting your source. No matter what, it come back to simple things like just knowing how to critique and vet the source and get into that information. So, but if it's good, if you find some good out of it, you set it aside. Like, you could source it. You'd be like, well, I actually got this from Ice Cube playing, and these are the things that I liked, and these are the things that I did not like. That, again, that little simple step right there is all about method again. It's weird, but everything that we do when we're disseminating information and we're trying to come up with an honest solution for a problem that we all have, it comes down to how well we can discern the information and then break it down and then weigh the pros and cons and see if it's available to move our people forward, man. But I don't want to get you in trouble with your wife. I really know, you know what I'm saying, having a Kofi moment. So, you know what I'm saying? Tell the missus, man, we appreciate her allowing you the time to build with us, bro. And anytime we live and we talking about something you interested in, feel free to join us.
All right, I appreciate it, man. Claude Anderson was his name. That was the guy's name I was looking for. I got a couple of his books too. Yeah, but I appreciate it, man. Good build, man. I most definitely will be logging on more again. Coach one been telling me about y'all, man, but you know, I get in my little stubborn moment because I'm like, man, what you telling me is like they bucking on the elders. But then now I hear it for myself, and I got a better understanding for myself. So now I can go back and listen to video. When I go to work, you know, it takes me a nice little drive, and I like listen to video before I go in and get my mind right. So now I can go back and study you guys' work and see what's really going on.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate it. But I understand how I can turn you off though, but I hadn't, you know, I've seen it, but we haven't did anything where we're cocky and we're being arrogant and we're being disrespectful. We always give honor and thanks to the ancestors who came before us. And if we have an issue, we speak on it, and we speak on it with respect, and we always still deem those ancestors up because they, you know, because they set the foundation, you know what I'm saying, for us. So we'll never disrespect them. So we always come and respect if we have any issues. You know, like I said, we handle it with respect on these platforms over here. So you'll never see us getting disrespectful or feeling like we know more than any other individual, being arrogant or cocky or very disrespectful. You ain't never got to worry about that over here on Kofi Bites, our research team and Mossy Warrior Clan.
What's up, man? Y'all have a good one, man. Great build, and I'll be getting a book and following y'all, man.
All right. Yeah, man. I'm finna get ready to jump up off here too, man. But before I jump off here, man, let me can I speak for a second, man? I don't know who set the show up today.
Hey, bro.
Oh no, I was just going.
I don't even know if I want you to speak, bro.
Well, I ain't even asking you. I ain't telling you everybody, but anybody.
No, man. I don't even know if I want you to speak.
I ain't still anything. But anyway, I'm just, you know, just to reiterate, man, for people that might be on the rock that don't know, man. If you ain't, my lighting terrible too in here. If you ain't got volume 1, we spoke about this earlier. Spirits of the Mossy, Historical Survey in the Minds of African Warrior Scholars. 1 written by Kofi Pice, our research team, and bagged by the Mossy Warrior Clan. Go get that. If you don't know about volume 2, please go get From Spears to Pens, a historical survey in the minds of African warrior scholars, volume 2, written by Kofi Pice, our research team, backed by the Mossy Warrior Clan. If you don't have our volume 3, it's thicker than the other 2 books that we have out. It is called Spiritual Comeback.
Is that the new edition?
No, that's not the new edition. I don't get mine until next week. You'll get yours tomorrow. Spiritual Comeback, a historical survey in the minds of African warrior scholars, volume 3, written by Kofi Pice, our research team, bagged by the Mossy Warrior Clan. Those 3 publications are out, and if you don't know, we drop a deck of cards for Black History Month, 54 deck of cards. You can you know, we didn't trick you, Coach, one time. These are educational cards, and you actually can play them and have fun, you know, and test your knowledge. You know, you can play them with your couples. I mean, with couples, you can play them with your significant other. You can play them with your family, or you can just quiz, quiz yourself and see what you know, and you know, have fun and learn at the same time. Again, it's a 54 deck of cards. It has our logos on there. Kofi Pice, our research team, the Invoker brand logo, the Mossy Warrior Clan logos, and the questions are on the front. The answers are on the back. You can find the books and the cards on our website. The website is www.kofipiceresearchteam.com. Go to the Learning Market. All the books will be in there. If you scroll all down past the several publications that we have out, these decks of cards will be at the bottom of the Learning Market. Just purchase them and have. I'm telling you, man, there's some nice information on these cards. We deal with a lot of information, a lot of different information on these cards. So please go copy these 54 deck quiz and educational cards. That's all I got, man.
You sure you done?
Yeah, I'm done, man.
Woo, shit.
You know, we don't pay you no attention. Go ahead.
Man, damn.
And peace to those who already purchased some of those cards. I know y'all probably enjoying those cards right now. I know 2 people in the chat. I know right off the rip. I already purchased the card, so appreciate y'all for purchasing the card. But I know a lot of people in the chat bought the book, so we appreciate the purchase of the books too.
Yeah, we gotta make some spades cards and some domino sets for Coach.
Yeah, well, I think with when we do the game board, we put the game board out. The game board gonna be designed like Monopoly. I know everybody like Monopoly, so it's gonna have the pieces on the boards, the different pieces on the boards. Gonna have the money. You have your cash, your money. The other information as far as learning. We just gotta get strategized and start working on that. We got a lot of people that want to be involved with it. So we gonna maybe start working on that pretty soon, maybe in the next 2 weeks. But it's gonna take a while because I'm gonna have to put the game together. So I just got to get everybody ideals together, and once we get the ideals together on how we gonna place each thing on the board and how you win money, how they learn when they go into certain positions. Once we get all that information together, and I get everybody's ideals and we mesh them together, it won't take. Well, it may take me like a week to put the game board together, but I know that's something. You want me to stop, Sean? I ain't said Sean, but yeah.
Hey, hold on. Y'all see Coach. Now look, let me tell y'all something. If y'all ain't tuned in to this brother's show every Friday, you want to have some fun. Y'all see this brother. Y'all know this brother. Y'all see his comments.
Yeah,
but if you want to have some fun,
yeah, he retarded.
Hey, look, we on there talking about and for those that's so sensitive to where they see something and they be like, oh man, what'd he say? You got to understand, you got to get to know Coach. You got to understand that that's who he is. Like, he not no dumb brother. Like, we was on that last night.
Look like showing what the shirts look like. Kofi watch T'Challa talking.
Which ones? All of them?
All of them. Show them the shirts.
All right. Go ahead, T'Challa.
Man, he was on that last night. And, hey, let me just tell you something. Keep the kids away from the show, bro. Like,
hey, I'm finna do this right now. If you wear, anybody in the chat, if you wear a extra large, anybody in the chat right now, if you wear extra large and you can hop on the link right now and show me that you got 2 of the 3 or all 3 of the books, I'm a shirt right now. You got 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Y'all talk about how
if you got 2 of the books, hit the link, show us the books. I'm gonna get your Addy and I'm gonna send you an extra large Spears of the Mossy Volume 1 shirt.
Hey, but the country part, man, Coach is country than a mug, bro. Y'all, I be like, man, they always talk about how I turn my Coach is country. That and when
say country, man.
They always talk about
Candyman Coach. You done said it 3 times.
I know that, right? He said, but first of all, let me since y'all giving out free stuff, because I love free stuff. First of all,
hold on, wait a minute. Let me put you all the way on full screen so people can see.
There go it. Now I'm gonna say I wasn't no tell on the brother, but since I'm trying to get me a name, T'Challa didn't know none of the answers to the question. Oh God, man. The brother was on the damn show and he started talking about goddamn Elohim. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? My thing, but now if I have to, you know what I'm saying? There go book one. Okay. And I remember, matter of fact, and I always tell a story, man, about the book was gonna be late, man. And Kofi called me, and I was like, "Who is this calling me from this number?" And he was like, "Hey, I just want to let you know your book gonna be late, but it's on the way. And I appreciate that, man, because I didn't even know him, man. I thought he was the FBI or somebody. There go book 2.
That's book 2. So you got the cards. You showed the cards. Book 1, book 2.
What the third book at, man? I think I was on. I don't know, man.
You
That's
showed
it,
it.
though. He got the shot.
You got it.
Yeah, I got the third book because
Don't worry about it. You all I said were 2 or all 3. Look,
no, I just wanted to show it, man, because you know what I'm saying. Y'all some good brothers, man. I appreciate your information. I appreciate what y'all trying to do. A lot of the information about Africa, you know what I'm saying. I do reference you guys a lot. You know, and also I appreciate y'all coming to the show, man, and bringing it up, man. I know you know, we're a small platform compared to, you know, some of the major things, but you know, we just a bunch of people that like to have fun, that like to get the information out. We have a unique way of giving the information out, of course, but you know what I'm saying? That's just us. But
so you don't want the shirt. I
don't even know, man, about I talk more country than you, bro.
Yeah, you do, bro.
But it's all good. Only thing I'm saying, man, if y'all don't give me a name by the week, by the weeks next week, I'm gonna protest every show. I'm gonna come over here and I'm just gonna troll and I'm gonna get on and not say nothing. And I'm gonna protest the show, brothers, because Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. So hit him up. So hit Sean up.
You don't
man.
want the shirt.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm gonna show.
I want my shirt. I got
Send me that
I got one of the white
No, it's a Spears of the Mossy Volume 1 white.
Yeah, I got that shirt. I got the other one. It had shrunk up on me, man. So I was wearing it around the house like I was real buff because it had got small and I was outside with it, bro. Like,
It's an extra large. What you wear? Extra large?
So yeah, extra large.
2X.
Yeah. I mean, it's all good. It don't matter. I like to wear the tight because it make me look bigger. So you know what I'm saying?
I seen you extra large.
Yeah, so when I'm at the gym, I post up like T'Challa on the picture right there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, let me show it real. Yeah, let me show them real quick so I can jump up off here too, man. I got something I got to do. I'm gonna just show some of the stuff.
I got one more. Anybody wear a double XL or a small? Yeah. Double XL or small?
Jump in, y'all.
Can hop on here and show us. If you got 2 or all 3 books, I got your shirt. If you wear a 2X or a small.
Yeah, Keenan said he got all 3. We got to see it where he say he driving. But here is, I hope y'all can see it. This is the As I Learn, We All Learn Snapback. Boy, I'm in the room where ain't hardly no good light in it. Here is the and we stand on that. Kofi Paisai research team. I mean, what is it? During a pandemic, Kofi Paisai research team made history caps. We got the shirts to go with it. Here's the shirt. If you want the shirt, this is the shirt right here. During a pandemic, and it's embroidery. You can see it right there. During the pandemic, Kofi Paisai research team made history. The new shirts that I put up the other week. This is the Spirits of Flying. You know, if you follow the Mossy Warrior Clan, we always say Spirits of Flying. And on the back of the shirt, pseudos are crying. So this is the new Mossy Warrior Clan shirt again. Spirits of Flying. Pseudos are crying. Here is, we always talk about Kofi Paisai research team, Mossy Warrior Clan. We always talk about Mboka. So this is the front of the brands, Kofi Paisai research team, Mossy Warrior Clan. And then on the back of it, we have the logos on the back of the shirt. We got the Kofi Paisai research team seal, the Mossy Warrior seal, and the Mboka seal on the back going down the spine of the shirt. We have the Thomas Sankara shirts, while revolutionaries as individuals can be murdered, you cannot kill ideals. So this is we have 2. We have Bay Beret revolutionary shirts up. I don't have one of those.
Hey, Kofi. We gotta put that. We gotta put a Diop. We gotta put Diop quote on the shirt.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to. Matter of fact, I'll do that tonight.
Like you can do it right there, as I learned, we all learn, and then on the back of the shirt it got the quote.
Okay.
And we put his what a logo at. You just put his face right there.
Right here.
You put his face where the logo at. Yeah.
Okay. That'd be dope. So
or
this
you can put it in the back of you can put it in the bag or whatever. It don't matter.
All right. So this is the As I Learn, We All Learn shirts with the logo on the front. These are the new ones. And it also it goes with this cap right here. So if you want the cap to go with the shirt, the cap go with the shirt. On the back of the shirt, it just has the we gonna keep saying and this is during a pandemic, Kofi Paisai research team made history. So that's on the back of the shirt. Here is the Kofi Paisai research black shirts. Right here, if you want one, this mug here clean. This is one of my favorites right here. If you want the Mboka shirt, this is the Mboka shirt right here. Y'all don't know what Mboka means, go back and look at the show, Doff thing, and why we created this logo in the first place. Here is a plain As I Learn. It's stitched in. This is stitched As I Learn, We All Learn on the chest. This is the blue one with the white letters. This is here another clean one, none of my favorite. This is the Mboka, you know what I'm saying? The plain Mboka shirt. We have them in all kind of colors on these, but this here is clean. We talked about Moors on the show a while ago. This is from the Niger Valley. I forgot. Sutek, you ain't say nothing. Niger Valley. We got Niger Valley Civilization stuff up. That's another member of Kofi Paisai research team has his brand. Here go his shirt. No More Lies. That was Sutek who was breaking down the Moors to Vince a while ago. So we got No More. Make sure y'all look. We ain't got MORE. He got MOOR. Has Niger Valley logo on the back of the shirt. So that's the Niger Valley brand. This is the white Kofi Paisai research team shirt. I got to get some more Moxie stuff. I only got 2 Moxie shirts, but this is the Kofi, the white one. This one here clean. Here is this in here. I just got this one to be different. I got a black one too. I done wore it, so I ain't showing it. But this is the Moxie Warrior Clan. It's in gray, but you can get it in white, black, and navy blue. Hunter
I'm gonna grab the other stuff.
All right. This is the this is here is another Mboka. This is Our Ancestors Are the Greatest Mboka shirts right here. It's got the name. Can y'all see that? Yeah, y'all can see that right there. So, and then on the back of the shirt, it has the brand, it has the logo on the back as well, Mboka on the back of the shirt. You can see the Mboka on the back of the shirt. You have we have a partnership in Gambia. Our books are in Gambia. We have a scholarship in Gambia at the Gaya Journal Skills Academy schools. We said schools with an S. So this is the United States and Banjo Gambia. I have the cap. They hadn't came in yet. It has Gambia on the front of the cap, and it has the logo Mboka on the back of the cap. The most hard too, but this is the United States and Banjo Gambia. We have since 2020 because we started a partnership with them in 2020, and it says we do not dream anymore. We just achieve, and that's what we're doing. We're bringing our dreams to life. That's a shirt. And
you talking about our scholarship program?
Yeah, I told him about it real quick. And then you have Doff thing. You have that at the bottom, and you have on the sleeves. You have the Mboka. Hold on, let me see. The Mboka on the sleeves and the thing on the sleeves, but it has the Doff thing, crazy and creative. That what Doff thing. It's an English and Wolof word that means crazy and creative, or unique and beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Because we are unique.
Talking?
Yeah, I'm done, man.
You want now? Keep talking.
Okay, now you got the Mboka hoodie right there. What color that is, Sean? Is that
That's the Carolina blue, baby.
Yeah. So you got the Mboka hoodie. If you want the Mboka hoodie right there. That's the Moxie Warrior Clan hoodie right there.
You already showed this shirt.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I didn't show. I showed the gray one. I didn't show the black one. My black one was dirty. That's the one in black. I showed the gray one. I got the black one. Yeah, I got the black one too.
Okay.
The Mboka in black.
You got that one?
Nah, I ain't got to see that one hard to
You
see.
got this?
I ain't got the white one. I got the Kofi Paisa research in white. I ain't got the Mossy in white.
I'm gonna rep one time for Chris. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Go ahead. And I'm glad
I'm
you
the
did.
African. I'm the African. You know what I mean, brother Chris? I'm the African right here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There we go. I gotta get my pie side up. I'm gonna go with some exquisite colors with the pie side.
Hey, Sean, is it open for Brother Keenan when he get back to the house to show his book? He said he got out.
Yeah. All Keenan got to do, man. You know what I'm saying? All Keenan got to do is look. He said he driving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he inboxed me a picture of him, but he said he gonna show you all three when he gets in the crib.
Yeah. Hey, let me show this in two, man.
If he showed you, I know he got the books.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is he just got to shoot me he got to inbox me his address, and then I'll shoot him the shirt. That's true. Now I ain't got number one free shirt left, and it's a small. I don't know if you got a kid or whatever, but if you can show me,
let me show this. Let me show him this. This one. He showed you On the Africa. That's our newest member, Christopher Marshall, who has.
He ain't new no more, dog.
Well, yeah, he ain't new no more. And
is
this
that? Yes.
This Akufu, who is the newest member of the Mossy Warrior clan. He also have dope stuff on his clothing line. We got some stuff coming too, a collaboration together. Well, we working on some stuff now, but this is the shirt.
I ain't seen that, Kofi. Man,
that's on our brother's site.
I'll get that tatted on me right now.
That's hard.
Yeah, so that's off of his label. That's off of his clothing line. How you say that? Dakinji.
Hey, Kinga.
Yeah, Dakinga, whatever. So that's his clothing line there, man. So we.
Well, the only name you know how to say is LeBaron or Kofi. you don't mess nothing else up. LeBaron and Kofi, the only two names you get right.
Yeah, shit ain't by name.
He called each one. He called each one of us each other. He called Sean Sutek.
Man.
He called Satep T'Challa. He called me himself.
Man, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but I'm finna jump up out here, man. But y'all tune in tomorrow, man. We got an interview tomorrow. We'll be interviewing Kyle. I forgot what Kyle Marcus. He go by Marcus something on Facebook, but we know him as Brother Kyle. So we'll be interviewing Brother Kyle. That'll be an interesting conversation tomorrow because we gonna be dealing with the brother. People may not know that Kyle used to be a Hebrew. Kyle used to be a leader of his own camp. It's the whole man. Just man, it's gonna be a good interview tomorrow, man. So tune in tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Kofi Paisa research team will be interviewing Brother Kyle. I think he's a member or he's affiliated also with the Dagger Squad. So man, y'all check it out, man. It's gonna be a good interview tomorrow, man. We're not gonna hold y'all but a good hour. No more than an hour and a half, but we're gonna try to keep the interview at an hour tomorrow, man. So y'all tune in tomorrow, man, for that 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.
I got you, King. I just hit.
My mama hit me up. She said she got 2 books.
Who did? Who hit you up?
Moms.
Your mama did. She watching the show?
Yep.
She don't wear no smile.
She be super. Yeah, she do. She ordered some stuff off of that. He said the same thing. Our son, he said she can wear it. She ordered small stuff.
Yeah, my mama love. She's smart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I'm out of here, y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all.
Your mama got to show me. Hey, send me your mama address. There you go, right there. They go to. I'm out of free shirts.
Hey, hold on real quick. The man, this brother got a
Not
name.
ball, possibly. You might see it over here on Kofi Pie side about the Andrika symbols.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I actually put something in volume 1 about that.
Yeah.
Or was it volume 1? I can't look.
Yeah, I think it's volume one.
Yes.
And and then you go on Kofi Pie side research team. I did a whole thing on the Kumis tradition. And I break down the Dinkra symbols and even talk about some of the Dinkra symbols that we don't even because there are tons of Adinkra symbols. People talk about the maybe 8, 9 Dinkra symbols. There are tons of Adinkra symbols. So I think I did it maybe 3. I did it in 2007. And I talk about the Kumi system. So if you want to learn about, the Kumi system in Ghana, you can learn about that. And then I go into when I break into the Adinka symbols. I even talk about how they used to use the Adinkra symbols when they buried people. When people passed, they would put the Adinkra symbols was put on them, and these these Adinkra symbols was used for a certain thing in the afterlife. They don't do that now, but they did that in the past, but they don't do that now. So man, it's a good bill, man. Like I said, it's about a 4-year-old bill. I might need to update a few little things on there, man. But for the most part, man, you can go on there, man, and I don't know exactly what the name of the show is, but it's dealing with the Akumi system in Ghana. So we already got some up on that.
Yeah, I got a super check. Just send me the edit, man. I'll send it to him. I'm gonna send all the shirts out on Monday. You know what I mean? And if I get some, I get some more, you know what I'm saying, I might do it like that. It depends.
Yeah, y'all just go, just go if y'all interested in, like I said, even with the clothing that we
giving away stuff. Kofi been giving away stuff since volume 1.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't got nothing else. He ain't got nothing else away though.
Yeah, you were cussing me out, so I stopped. But I'm finna get ready. But I'm finna get ready to give away.
Let me put this one. Let me put him off the chat right now.
I'm finna get ready to give away.
Kofi. Dang, why I won't?
I'm gonna go ahead and go to that. But yeah, I'm gonna give away. I'm actually gonna give away 3 volumes of our books. I'm gonna give away a Sarim Hotep book, and I'm gonna give away volume 2, a Pan-African, the Pan-African Journal. So I'm gonna be giving away 5 books, but it's not gonna be easy.
I'm getting away volume 2, Killmonger's Corner. I got one of those, but you're gonna have to work to get that book.
Yep. They're gonna have to work to get all those books. We're gonna come back and we're gonna do a show on author's perspective. And I'm gonna just start seeing. I'm gonna promote it for a while and see if we can get some people on, because I want people on so we can see if the people been paying attention with the author's perspective shows that we did. We're gonna pick that back up. We put it on hold in December when some things went on with my son. I had like 3 lined up, and then I was supposed to be doing the book giveaway then, but I put that on hold and I had to stop the interviews that I had because I had a whole bunch of shit going on with my son.
Hold on real quick, Kofi. Who seen the last 2 uploads from the Massa Warrior Clan? Brother Ben talked to Brother Ben and his teacher, and Lou talked about the whole room, and then the upload I did on the Yoruba. Who's seen that? If you seen both bills on the Massa, you know what I mean, put a 1 in the chat. Because if you've seen those bills, there's going to be a question that I'm going to ask that's going to be pertaining to those videos. And you may be able to get you let me show you. You might be able to get you one of them. Don't play with me. You might be able to get you one of them. Oh, I got them.
You ain't the only one got them. Hell.
One of them. One of them.
Yeah.
Oh, one of them.
So Sean,
Hey, Teddy Usama Rasanefru, he said he got them all.
He got all 3 and the
journal.
Damn, you ain't got this journal.
He said he got them all.
Nah, he ain't got this journal.
He ain't got two. He's saying
He ain't got this
Oh,
journal.
volume 2? No, I ain't got volume 2 yet.
He ain't got this. Who got this journal and read it?
nah, I got it. I ain't read it. I'm in it. I ain't read it.
Because you pseudo.
Yeah, I'm pseudo.
Hey, listen. Let me say this too. All of this stuff going on in the community, everybody want to eat better and eat healthy and get healthy, and you know what I mean. People doing their little workout things. If you're interested in changing your game in terms of making your body healthy, we dealing with the mind right now. We feeding the mind. But if you're trying to really get healthy, get in shape, you already know where to go. You know what I'm saying? I got it on lock. Like, people around here playing like we ain't dropped. Like, besides the pandemic, like the reason why Black people are disproportionately affected by the pandemic is because we're not in shape. Our hearts are not keeping up. So if you're really about that life, if you really want to be healthy so that you can sit around and read books all day, because you ain't reading books if you're having trouble breathing. So just, you know what I'm saying? We got it on lock with that too. If you really want to be about that life, hit your brother up.
Yeah, we doing it all. But yeah, I'm out of here though, man. Peace and Black African power to everybody, man.
Out of here for 45 minutes.
I know. I'm gone.
Kept talking and won't stop.
I'm
Just
gone.
keep
Peace.
on ruining the show.
I'm ruining the show. I'm sorry. Peace. I'm out of here, y'all.
Threatening us with leaving. Just leave. Hit the button. Good riddance. Hey, man. I'm trying to see anybody else. Sutek, I know you've been arguing with people, man. We ain't got nobody else on deck.
I ain't been going at nobody but that same dude.
So you said, what we got to do to earn the books? Well, you're gonna have to pay attention to author perspective in order to get the journal or any other books that Kofi actually mentioned. But me, I'm gonna have to do something a little bit specifically driven toward how we've been doing things, and get the book out. But see, when I get a book out, it's gonna be related to some things that Brother Ben has been involved in, and we'll do that. I'm only gonna give out one book, one journal in that from that perspective. And man, we write these things, man, and it's some really good work in that book. If you got volume 2, from Killmonger's Corner, I'm telling you, man, look. The way I introduced West Africa to y'all, man, I was astonished by. I was pleased by that. If you read it, I'm telling you, I'm big on that because I was gonna do a presentation on it, but I just said no. I just kept writing and put it in the journal, and I think it should be a good for people who are unfamiliar with West Africa. It's gonna be a good introduction. It's a lot of good work in there. Asar revised the article that he did a long time ago. He put that in there. Sanel work in there, MBK. Kofi in there, Ben in there. It's some dude from Dead Presidents. He in there doing the interview. Beat Out in there doing the interview. So it's some heat in there. So some heat. We got some artwork in there by some sisters. It's going down.
I think I must say I'm pretty pleased with what I put in there myself, trying to step into that lane too. You know what I mean? In terms of making something for the babies, because that's what we also need to target while we're doing all this research. We need to also make sure that, as you brothers have, you know what I mean? Like we got to get the youth all the way down to that age where we got the pictures and the colors and the children's stories books, because at the end of the day, that's straight. We want to talk about African tradition, especially West Africa.
Mm-hmm.
You already, I'm preaching to the choir, Sean. You already know.
Who said Fedler ran for mayor? A UFC fighter?
Oh man.
Oh yeah? He trying to do a Manny Pacquiao?
I guess. I don't know. I might be wrong on that. It might be another one. Because you got Ronnie Felder. He grew up City Hall Transformation. That might who he talking about, man. Hold on. I know he ain't talking about the boxer. He got to be talking about this black dude. So we got to see, try to confirm that.
He say, "Is Ma'at applicable to us if and when we are at war and or behind enemy lines?"
It's always applicable. Snowball. It's always applicable. But sometimes, you know, Ma'at just basically mean balance. So let's just basically do it like that. Like, what are we weighing on the scale? Like, you know what I'm saying? Am I always in Isfit, you know, in chaos? Or am I like I am right now? Am I calm or whatever? Like, I be trying to show like good character a lot of times, about 70-80% of the time. The other 20% of the time, it go out the window when I hear some bull crap or I hear somebody and lying intentionally or trying to paint themselves out to be something, you know, or if they just misleading or misinforming people, like the evilness come out because, man, I take the information serious. I know a lot of people don't take it take it the same way I take it, but it's the information becomes personal to me because we talking about trying to get to the truth. And when we trying to get to the truth, we can't be stuck in a lie. And you know what I'm saying? That just means you intentionally lied to me, means that you're going to continue to play on my ignorance, and that's going to be a whole nother problem. So,
And from a warrior standpoint, you gotta find balance in the Isfet because that's how you not like you will lose the battle and the war if you don't implore Ma'at on the battlefield. Like if you know what I'm saying, you get into a scuffle and you breathing, you so mad the dude he done got a little lick off, he done slapped you upside the head. If you literally let your adrenaline take over, you will gas yourself out to the point where you can't even breathe while you're trying to handle your business and defend your peace.
yeah. And nobody else got nothing, man. They running from the chat, don't even want to make a move.
Ma'at is not ignoring injustice.
Right. At no point in time does Ma'at mean be a sucker. Like, let's get that straight.
Oh no.
Hey, it's peace and kumbaya when the time for that is. But there's other times for war.
Hey, Styles P made a song "War and Peace." Y'all need to check that. You know what I'm saying? That's a little throwback joint. War and Peace. You know what I'm saying? A calm wolf is still a wolf. Work out to that every day. Like, yeah. Do not confuse peace at all because it's the calm ones that you gotta worry about.
Hey, yo, so let me just so the dude that we just had on the channel, Vic, right? He's running for mayor in Montgomery. He's running for mayor. The guy that we just had on the show with us earlier, breaking news.
Wow.
He's running for mayor.
He didn't say nothing, did he?
Nope, he ain't say nothing about running for mayor.
That's what's up.
Right. So I'm finna try to find it for y'all.
Wow. See, you never know who you're talking to. We had been the type of channel that, you know, like some of these other channels that'll kick you off their channel because you ain't. Let me keep my mouth shut, man. I ain't finna go there. But you know, you can come calm or you can come like a dude in the street and they'll kick you off their channel because you're not talking what they talking. And mess around and be, you know what I'm saying, talking to black greatness that's attempting to, you know what I mean, continue to push black people forward. Like, regardless of my political views, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to shoot nobody down for them trying to move and advance black people.
Let me try to get it up. Let's see if I can play the video for y'all. Alabama Newsweek candidate.
Snotball, that's facts right there. Because a debate, you can win a debate, but don't necessarily come with the correct information. You just
Let's see what they're saying right here real quick.
For the city's top job.
Between now and the election, we are giving each candidate the chance to talk directly to you with no script, just their words. Tonight, Victorious Felder makes his pitch for your vote as we meet the candidates.
Hello, Montgomery. My name is Victorious Felder. Decreasing crime has been my main agenda. Decrease crime, youth development. Those two go hand in hand. If we're not giving our youth anything to do, then they're more likely to get in trouble. From day one, decreasing crime has been my agenda, but it's not been the agenda of all candidates. We must understand what's more needed for the city. I come from amongst the people. My agenda was plain. What I wanted as a resident of Montgomery was to be safer. Leadership that is now in office is not providing that. Candidates that I wanted to vote for or look at did not offer those either. So I got into the race to make Montgomery safe. Public safety, youth development along with education, economic growth, update policies and plans, mayoral transparency, infrastructure beautification, and health initiative. Those are my 7 steps. So on August 27, when you go to the polls, let's be victorious and vote Victorious Felder as Mayor of Montgomery.
To see this video or those of the other candidates, go to alabamanews.com.
There you have it.
All right, brother.
Mayor man of the people. But yeah, man, that's my piece, man. I'm stuck right there, man. I'm about to start. I need to keep reading this book for these other books come in so I can round out my literature review on my research topic. But then I'm gonna put together a little presentation. I don't know how I want to do this little presentation that I'm gonna do probably at the end of the month for my Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? My little historical moment that I'm gonna speak on. You know, keep my people on their toes and let them know how we coming. Yep. I'm ready. I'm locked and loaded. Yep. I probably do it like I did that other little video, but this one might be like 30 minutes video upload. But it's gonna be very interesting. I tell y'all that right now. Very interesting. The topic, because ain't nobody really talking about this topic. Yep.
When you trying to put that out?
And depending on how fast I can get that done, but I probably start working on it like on a Tuesday. If I get it done on Tuesday, then I'll probably have it ready by Friday. If not, then it'll be the following Tuesday. If I get it done, I'll be able to move on from that. Because, you know, on the 19th, I'm going to be on Dr. Ma'at channel. We're going to be talking about, we're going to have a discussion with an herbalist, see what he's talking about. So everybody that's tuned in right now, make sure y'all catch that on the 19th on Dr. Ma'at platform. And I think she's going to have it on Facebook too. That's 2 weeks out. So we should be able to rock and roll from there. Everything else, you know, in between time, I'm going to try to work on this little, you know, my little project on the side. But I got 180 pages to read in this book right here. You know what I'm saying? Social History of Timbuktu. I really just cracked this open. I'm 59, 60 pages in on this. So I read in the morning times, but I'm gonna read this tonight. My morning was messed up this morning. And you know, I'm gonna try to get as much reading in as I can to get through this. And then I'm gonna start. When I get that last little book that I get when I get here, because it's supposed to be here Monday. I'm gonna get into that book, and then I'm gonna get into one more book I got over here, and then I'm gonna get into that book that's gonna round it out, because I'm gonna be about 25 sources deep on what I'm writing about this time. So people gotta, if you want to critique the work, it's gonna be 25 sources for you to have to critique and deal with, and it's gonna be sourced correctly, and it's gonna be something to deal with. I can tell you right now, what I'm dealing with, this research topic stems from what's his name? The Moorish dude who be claiming he be actually doing Lord Abba, something that he made a claim on, but he ain't the only one who made the claim. There's several of them that actually made a claim, and then other people that's in that same lane that's not Moors, but they in another lane, they done made that claim too. So we gonna deal with the evidence and see where the chips fall. We're gonna draw an honest conclusion. I already wrote my hypothesis. I already read one side of the argument. I'm finishing up on the other side of the argument right now. So was non-biased research. I read the pros and the cons. I read everything that I need to read from these people, and I read everything from the other side that I needed to read. So now I got to put all of that together. I got a compilation of notes in every book that I'm sourcing, and then I got other sources that I've read before that I'm pulling from, extracting from as well. But a lot of it gonna be me, and then I'm gonna get into the source, and you gonna feel it. It's gonna be a good time. I don't know how it's gonna look when I start writing it, or whenever I get to start writing it, but it's gonna be heavy. It's gonna be heavy and hopefully interesting. Article about is your concept of God European is dope. And my brother checked it out, and he said the same thing. Oh yeah, that's what's up. What you talking about? You talking about in the journal? Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I feel the debates force to ignore truth or sacrifice it in the place of a good debate. Well, we don't really know what a good debate is, because a lot of what we think is a debate comes or stems from this hip hop, battle rap mentality that's been created on YouTube.
But what I was saying, I feel what he's saying though, because even just even a conversation, right? If you could talk good and sound good, like, and you know what I mean, and that's why certain other platforms got them 100,000 subscribers. They got 200,000 people watching at any, and you just be looking like, man, but your information is like, you wrong. It's all 2 left feet, as Uncle say. But you know what I mean? I do like Tyson say, until you get in the ring, bro, till you really get up against the champ, somebody who can throw them things on any level, intellectually, physically, you could talk good and sound good, of course, because you ain't really went up against no competition. Yeah.
And by the way, Sutek, I don't know if your mama's still watching, but you ain't send me no info on your mama, yo.
Oh yeah, I got it. Hold
So
on. I'm about to send it now.
So Mama Naja Valley, he ain't send me nothing. So when you be like, where my shirt at, you already know. You better call your son.
I'm about to send it now. She was already like, send him a picture of my books. She had sent me a picture and everything. I was like, you got it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, if y'all ain't got nothing for us, man, or what we talked about earlier today, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I mean, we've been rocking out for almost 2.5. And, Sutek don't care. He in the middle of his day. T'Challa, you know what I'm saying? He going off that workout he was on. Literally.
Yeah, man. And we can close it out. I just knew this was gonna be a good build instead of
man, y'all close it out. I done said enough.
Yeah. Yeah, we close this shit out, man. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Make sure y'all like and share the show on y'all way out. Check out our merch at FamilyConnectApparel.com. I done dropped the link in there several times. We all showed you the merchandise. Get our books on CoffeePotSideTV.com, or you can hit us up individually and go straight to the authors. You know what I'm saying? Which we rather you do anyway, but you know, however you want to handle it is cool with us. We just appreciate the support. But we'll be back at you tomorrow for what is it? We're doing the Warrior Scholar show. Yeah, and then we'll also be back again, I'm assuming, for the book club. So appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Anybody want to close out?
Yeah, I just want to say, like the brother said, we really appreciate, everybody supporting, because we can be up here building and writing books and putting articles out and whatever else, presentations and anything else we do. But, what is a king without a kingdom? What is a research team without a community to feed? You know what I'm saying? And we hope to inspire you all to pick up, read our works, read the works we recommend, bring some works that we don't know about, put us on game. Hopefully one of y'all get inspired to immortalize yourselves. It's a different feeling, bro. Where you put your thoughts on paper, like Sean say, it's a whole nother ball game when your thoughts are on paper. Because now the babies is looking at you like, you wrote something and I could really read that. Like you instill that value in them. If we talk about the public education system ain't really giving us what we need in terms of African history, then what are we doing? So we appreciate y'all, because we wouldn't have, if we don't have a community to feed, what are we doing? On that note, that's all I got.
All right. Let me end out or close out with the commercial. Then we're going to be out. Peace, y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, the books is in. The books are in. Yep. They're in. They're here.